Yeah, here's some more reaction, of course. Derek Jeter, as I mentioned, congrats, unbelievable career. You're going to get a lot of that, of course, now throughout the day. I'm sure there'll be also some jackasses on TV and radio going, he was good, but he wasn't the greatest. You'll probably get a lot of that, too, haters out there. University of Michigan, where, of course, he played. Nobody has ever done it better. Congratulations on the one amazing career, Tom Brady. We love you. I always like to look at things also from the human aspect, which I'll get to in a second. J.J. Watt, who's also retired now, as you and I were talking off air, would be a part of the Hall of Fame class, which the clock now starts ticking on 5 years from now. Let me go to J.J. Watt's tweet. Greatest of all time. No question, no debate. It's been an honor and a privilege. P.S. The newly retired group meets on the golf course every morning at 10. Drinks are on the new guy, so bring your wallet. All right, and that's the fraternity of football players having a good time. J.J. Watt, of course, you saw the video about, a month ago or so, right? He got emotional as he got to address the Cardinals for the last time. But it's interesting now, that Hall of Fame class. Yeah. I'm not sure who else may retire, but just having J.J. Watt, one of the greatest defensive linemen of all time, and now Tom Brady.
A good one, man.
That's already a great Hall of Fame class.
No doubt about it. Two of the greatest to ever do it, right there. And it really ain't even a question, like J.J. Watt said, because when you look at J.J. Watt's resume, what he put out there, one of the greatest to ever play, and then to add the greatest, and Tom Brady out there, man, that class is setting up to be special.
No doubt. From the human aspect of it, I don't think you just wake up in the morning, at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and go, all right, I'm good. You went to bed, most likely saying, all right, I'm at peace with the decision. You might even reach out to your mom and dad. You might tell your kids under strict orders, zip your lip.
That's it.
Especially with the kids, right? Because you have teenage kids who are a little bit younger. And you can't have those kids out there going, "Hey, Billy,
what's my read away?" You just know it. You get the feeling. It's your time. I remember I had signed with the Chargers going into year 10, and I went out there for 1 week in training camp, and I called my wife and I said, "I'm done." I just knew it. I'm like,
physically, mentally, emotionally,
and mentally. Physically and mentally. Like, I was out at training camp practice, and I knew, if I dropped the ball earlier in my career, I would go home, I'll lose sleep. Aaron, can you throw me some extra power? All this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm out there dropping balls. I'm laughing with Keenan Allen. I don't care about nothing. And mentally and physically, I just knew I was done. And I always told the wife, if I feel like I'm cheating the game, I'm done. I'm not going to go out here and just look trash because I'm trying to get a couple dollars.
At any point did she say,
I'm done.
Take the dollars?
No. She said exactly what you said. Sleep on it.
Yeah.
If you feel the same way when you wake up.
Yeah, never make an emotional decision that impacts your life.
And I went back the very first week after I retired, after preseason was over. I went back to the opening day to the Packers, and I walked into that locker room and seen Jordy and Aaron and all them boys, and I didn't get not an inch to a feeling to play in the game.
You knew you were done.
I knew I was done.
So listen, the timing's also interesting because you have the Super Bowl now, a week and a half away. And again, I don't want to overstate this. He is alive and well. He's going to have a great playing career here at Fox, as everyone knows. He does have an agreement with Fox to one day be a broadcaster in some capacity. Do you bring him out there to the Super Bowl? Is that too much?
Oh, I'm sure.
He's just one guy, but at some point during the Super Bowl, does Tom Brady do the coin toss? And I'll do you one better, because we've done this for other athletes while they are alive. Sadly, sometimes it's posthumously, but are we going to name something after Tom Brady?
Got to.
Does the MVP award become the Tom Brady award?
100%.
Right? Does the coin that you flip at the Super Bowl become the commemorative Tom Brady coin?
Just like the NBA just did with Michael Jordan, MVP trophy. Something has to be named after Tom Brady, whether it's the Super Bowl MVP, whatever it may be. I don't care what it is, but you have to create something for Tom Brady. He's meant too much to the National Football League over his career.
And
He's earned that.
if you are going to do it while the man's alive,
Yes.
and he and his family can enjoy it.
Well, also that is just name the Lombardi Trophy the Lombardi Brady Trophy. I mean, he's won it more than anybody else. So do it.
Let me go back to social media for a moment. Leonard Fournette, who, of course, won a Super Bowl with Tom in Tampa. Put it up there, please, guys. Love you, Thomas.
Oh, so
Oh. There's only a select group of men on this planet that can call my guy Thomas.
You don't get to call him Thomas.
I call him Tommy.
Oh.
I call him Tommy because we eat lentil soup together.
Of course.
Yes. So and sometimes it slurps too.
His teammates absolutely love him, man. You know what I mean? You know, I've been around Willie McGinnis for a long time, and I mean, these dudes got nothing but good things to say about TB12.
That's a good question. And let me get into that for you with you for a moment. You know, there are a lot of times we talk about, you know, some of the great athletes, and because they are either better, have a different kind of work ethic or drive, a lot of times when they're trying to bring out greatness and hold other guys accountable, famously other guys resent it.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard it about everybody.
And they're not one of the
Rest
guys.
in peace, Kobe, LeBron, all of that.
It's interesting to me that Willie would say to you, Willie's a great player in his own right, that even though he held everybody accountable at a very high level, and we've all seen all the famous videos on the sideline of him yelling and screaming at offensive linemen, the guys truly adore him.
They say greatest teammate ever. I mean,
really?
I've had conversations with Shady McCoy, greatest teammate ever. Mike, greatest teammate ever. Awesome. You know, obviously Willie, greatest. That's all this greatest teammate ever. Like Tom Brady is that type dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's and that to me, that's what I prided myself on. Like
being a good teammate.
Being a good teammate. Like anybody came in there as a rookie, whatever, Jordy, Randall, whoever came in there, whatever you need. Whatever you need. I don't care if we battling for a spot. I don't care about none of that. Whatever you need, I got you. I'm here to help you. Like, I prided myself on being a really good teammate. To me, beyond them Super Bowls, that's the greatest accomplishment you could get.
Yeah.
Any teammate you walk up on that play with Tom Brady, the respect that they have for that man, that's big time.
You know, it's one thing to be like a great teammate and be that clubhouse guy, but when you're Tom Brady and you're that teammate as well, I mean, that's taking care of guys, taking guys under your wing, not being bigger than anyone else. Well, we're talking about guys having their own locker room and everything. I mean, it's just the fact that he was Tom Brady and this good of a teammate is it's impossible.
You've spoken about how you were in the locker room as a baseball player with Barry Bonds.
I was.
And Barry Bonds has this reputation outside the locker room of being a loner, he had the velvet rope around the locker for the media to see. But you've told me many times that he couldn't have been a better guy.
Couldn't have been nicer to me and treated me with the most ridiculous respect. He took me under his wing. I mean, treated me in a way that I didn't even think I deserved to be treated. And if Tom Brady is that guy, I mean, there's never going to be another Tom Brady.
I'll give you another example.
That's greater than any championship to me. Just how I was raised. That's how.
There's one other example of that at some point I think will be talked about more. You know, there's a guy who I think has mental health issues, who's also a great player when he had his head on straight, and that's Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady in Tampa, and the story should be told that it was Tom Brady who opened up his doors, and Antonio Brown slept in Tom Brady's home. He brought him in as a friend and treated him like family. Now, unfortunately, Antonio Brown has gone in a bad direction and probably needs therapeutic help, and that's none of my business to get into, but that shows you a guy that is one of the guys, is approachable, is respected. There's a lot of guys that would not have done that for a guy like Antonio Brown.
No question. It's a ton of dudes that wouldn't even thought about doing that. And for Tom Brady to even think about doing that shows you the type of guy he is. And even with all that, opening your door, your refrigerator, all that, hey, whatever you need, you know what I'm saying? And the stuff that Antonio Brown even came out and did to Tom Brady tweeted out at him like, we just need to pray for him and help him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the type of dude.
He tried to embarrass him publicly, and
Tom
even then
is just
Tom
like,
said,
we need to help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's big time. And, you know, the respect of your teammates, your peers, and all that, no matter how many MVPs you got, no matter how many Super Bowls you got, to me, that's big time.
And I'll tell you another, I'm just thinking about the end of his career. In the last couple of years, there have been a number of guys, young guys, cornerbacks, safeties in the league that picked him off And after the game,
want to sign that ball.
actually had the guts to go up to him, excuse me, Mr. Brady, this is the ball I intercepted off you. Would you sign it?
No doubt.
And he never said no.
Yep.
He was happy to do it. He was ticked off. He threw the interception.
No question.
But then again, it's one thing. There's a great line in A Bronx Tale. Would you rather be feared or loved? Yeah. Right? And I'm sure there were guys that feared him, but he was loved and respected from teammates and from competitors alike.
Because a dude like me would have slapped the ball out of his hand. Wow, man, I just threw it in his hand, trying to tell him to sign it. And Tom would probably sit there. I mean, you see him joking with some of these guys sometimes, what I mean? Signing the football and all that. But that's just the dude he was, man, on top of being the greatest football player of all time, man.
Now, what do you think, again, on a human interest level? His kids now know. Yeah. Obviously, Giselle now knows. They have 2 beautiful kids together. His son with Bridget Moynihan now knows. His parents obviously know. What do you do the rest of the day?
Whatever
I'm just trying, from a human being standpoint. You're one of the most recognizable guys in this country. You just made a huge announcement. Would have been better tomorrow on Groundhog's Day, because then we could have played that game every year. Now we're going to do this kind of like the Brett Favre thing, right? But how do you spend the rest of your day?
Man, we're going to do something fun, man. We got to go out and act a fool, man.
Right?
Pop's just retired, man, for 23
you're allowed to have
seasons.
your boys come over and pop a couple bottles, right?
Yeah, kids out of school, everybody, man. We about to have fun,
Remember how I looked after that Super Bowl win, after the avocado tequila? He should be doing that for the next week.
No. He should have butter pecan and all that. That's over.
Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.